Angles. Right, hi everybody, I'm keeping my jumper on, I'm really cold. So today we're doing keeping warm movements. So let's just start, we'll start with this one. So I'm keeping my jumper on, I'm just so cold.
Yeah, you keep it this way.
Oh, keep going, I remembered I haven't changed my shoes. Wait a minute, keep going. Otherwise you can't see my feet if I'm wearing these. So there you go. So yeah, really sorry those of you that are in the room, because of the COVID, we've got to, and ventilation and all that, we've got to keep the doors open. Lovely. So you might want your cardigans on. So we're just turning our waist, lengthening through the spine, nice and relaxed. Sink the hips, sink the shoulders, relax around the elbows. Once I've warmed up, the radiators are on. You might want to have a play around with the radiators, see if you can maybe make them a bit warmer if you want them warmer. I just have to turn it. There you go. That'll keep you nice and toasty. So we're nice and tall, and we're going to start with some pounding massage just to keep us warm, and we're going to do. We'll actually do a little bit of, just because it's so cold, we'll even do a little bit of punching as well, because I don't think you've done that. Have you done some punching?
No.
You haven't? Oh,
no, I'm not
doing
it sort of that.
And I know Darren has, you've done the punching with me, haven't you, Darren? Yeah. Yeah, good, yeah, okay. It's just a good way of keeping warm in a horribly cold weather. I'm going to risk taking off my jumper. Right, I'll leave that here just in case it's so cold I have to put it back on again, but let's just go. I mean, I haven't got a vest and a t-shirt on. So I've got a tripod I use now for my new camera, but I didn't have enough arms to go and get it from my car. And then when I was in here and I put the radiators on, I was like, I'm too cold. So we're nice and tall. How are we all doing? Okay, you want to sink your hips so the hips go back and down, and then opening the lower back. We're nice and tall. And you want to relax around the jaw. Softly gaze forward as you listen behind and above. So. Right. The other question is, do we want relaxing music on, or shall we? Don't mind? Don't mind? Anyone? No, not bothered. Okay, I'll leave it off then. the other classes are like, oh, we want the music on.
No. It's all right, but sometimes you can't hear.
The problem is with the music. It's fine for the health classes because it's all for like being relaxed and feeling good and all that. And it's very good. But the problem is if we're doing specific things and trying to focus on something, it can be a bit of a distraction. So I only really use the music when I'm teaching Tai Chi health. And then I'll have it, and it kind of works because it's about, it's less important than you get the moves as accurate as you do in the forms class or the fitness class. Because obviously in the fitness class, if we do the moves wrong and we're going at a faster pace, things might explode. So we want to do it correctly, and also forms classes. What's the other thing? Yeah, for next year. So we've got one more class for this class, and that's the 6th of December. The 6th of December, and then we're starting again on the 10th of January. There you go. Just for people on the computer. 10th of January, start again. But from the 11th of January at 9:30 in the morning, there'll be a Zoom class, and what I'm doing is I'm gathering what people want to learn. So I'm basically asking, what do you want to learn on the Tuesday class? Because it's changing I'm splitting the Ely class into Ely and Zoom. Because on Thursday I teach from the sports hall live, but the badminton's so loud and the hall's so echoey, I actually think it's better for the Zoomies to be, because I can use Mike's room. I borrow his room, set it up as a teaching area. It's quite nice, and then it means in Ely we can actually, if you want to learn 24 steps somewhere else, I'll be teaching it in Ely for next year as well. But the Tuesday class will be like a specialist class in what people want to learn things of. And we'll have a list and then work through the list.
What time's that?
That'll be 9:30 on a Tuesday morning, 9:30 till 10:30.
It's okay, I've got an 11.
Yeah, 9:30 till 10. Well, I had a choice. I could have either done it 8 till 9, 8:30 till 9:30, 9 till 10, or 9:30 till 10:30. Those are my 4 choices. So I gave them out, and I think it was Lisa said, "Can we do 9:30?" And I was like, "Oh, what relief!" So I'm very glad about that because it means I can then train in the morning. But I'm quite excited about this new Zoom class, and
That's a Zoom class, is it?
it will be a Zoom class, yeah.
You can't get to it.
Yeah, no, E's on a Thursday, and that's 24 step, but actually, because there's a lot of new people, the Friday morning class, that's a lot more advanced, actually. That's probably my most advanced class, even though it's on Zoom. It's quite advanced, so we're sinking down. So that basically means I'll be teaching every day, Mondays to Fridays. I'm quite happy about that.
And this Monday one is staying?
The Monday one's staying, yeah. I quite like having the Zoomies and the Roomies in all 3, because it's fine, because it's such a nice hall. It's very easy to see what's happening, whether you're on a computer or whether you're in face-to-face. And then it means anybody who can't get here can still be here. So I'm keeping it open as a Zoom, optional Zoom, and I think it works out okay, doesn't it?
What was that you were doing this morning, just before I left? You were showing them?
Oh, the Chen style, yeah. The first class, which is a forever active class, is nominally the Chen style. I also teach Chen style on Zoom on Wednesday lunchtime. Wednesdays 12:30 till 1:30. I can show that to you after we've warmed up, just for a bit of, just so you can see what.
But what's that a form?
Yeah, that's a form. Yeah, that's 74. Chen 74. It's the old frame.
Wow.
It's a lot.
So it's what I learn on a Wednesday evening, and I have said to Mike, look, when you've got because he's got a very small hall, so at the moment it's a closed class of the people that have been doing the Chen form at least 5 years. But I did say to him, look, could we have some new, I don't mind starting from the beginning again and getting some new people to come on Wednesday, but because of all the pandemic and the hall you normally use isn't available. So, but that's very interesting. Now I'll show it to you. Darren's done it a bit. You've done a bit with Chen. I don't know where the 2 chaps are. Sometimes 2 chaps here, but they're not here, so never mind. But I'm quite excited about the Tuesday class, because we've got scope for, we can focus on one thing for a few weeks and then we can do something else for a few. It's a kind of, it will have mixtures of fitness, mixtures of the health. It will be a bit more. Yeah, there'll be the video from YouTube. I mean, I might still video the Keep Active class on Thursday anyway, and just have it purely as a video without, because I've got my tripod now, just in case it's something useful, because then the people that go, but I find the videos are very useful if you want to refer to something. It's like, you know, I find it very useful even for my face-to-face classes. So I'll run that by. But yeah, the Tuesday morning, that would be quite a good one. And the Wednesday afternoon is what, on the Monday one, We're focusing mainly on basics. The Wednesday one on Zoom could do with a few more people coming to that one anyway. That'd be quite handy. Now that's at 12:45 till 1:45 because I can't get from Burwell to Cambridge for 12:30 and set up, so I made it 12:45 because they won't let me do quarter of an hours on Zoom, so it'll be advertised as 12:30, but it will be starting 12:45. Yeah, because there's lots of different things you can learn and they're all useful. Okay, then we go up. Now when you're turning, you want to keep your knees relatively still and in line with the toes. Okay, let's do a pounding massage. So you rub your hands together, come a bit closer to the camera. Rub your hands together, that's it. And check your posture. And then what we do is you make a sort of claw shape with your hands, and you put your hands so the fingertips are touching, just to check that you can touch all your fingertips together. That's it. Check the posture, and then what you do is you very gently tap. So hopefully, after a while, we're trying to warm up our hands. So this is the one I learned from Eva Kaskuba. And then you slot the fingers together, tap the inside. This reminds me of when you're washing your hands. And then you put it on the top, so then you tap. So they tap the insides of the fingers. Okay, now keeping the same shape, you tap the insides of your thumbs, the inside of your thumbs, like that. Inside of your thumbs. Inside of the thumbs together. That's it, yeah. And then you swap them round, so inside of the thumb. So it's that tiger's mouth. You're tapping the tiger's mouths together. Tiger's mouths together. Tiger's mouth together. That's not it, it's like that. Hang on. Do it. Do that. Do that. Tiger's mouths together. Like that. Okay? That's it. Yeah. Okay, and then make a space with your hand, like a big round palm, fist, here you go. And then swap, big hand, big fist. But we're trying to warm and think warm through. So we're trying to warm on. But this part of the fist. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Okay, right now, with this part of the fist, that part of the fist, underneath and down like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, very nice. Now, the same thing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, now we tap what you were doing earlier. We're doing that. Yeah. Yeah. So you skipped ahead. Yeah. So we're just waking up the hands. And then back to that one, just to try and get your tips of your fingers to wake up. And we just shake out, just get some blood circulating to your hands and your arms. And then we'll... So this is a relatively new one, I've stolen off the Kaskubas. Okay, so we'll get the arms arms relaxed. Normally, whatever does is the face first, but it's so cold. Let's do the arms and legs just to get some more circulation going, and then we'll have very super young faces. We'll do the face lift after. Okay, so we're gonna make either a fist or the flat of your hand, and we're gonna tap 8 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we go down the inside of the arm and up the outside of the arm. I'll try and work out a way of making the camera angle less wonky. We're on a slope. So let's. Yeah, I'll put a credit card on, please. That might work. But let's do the other arm before I make the thing less wonky. So before we do the tapping, let's check our posture. Is that warm enough?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, you're very sensible, being that you find a radiator if you're too cold. You've got your body warmer on. I'm just fine. I'll warm up eventually. So here we go. 8 taps. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down the inside of the arm and up the outside of the arm. So again, you can use your fist, or you can use just a flat of your hand. Both are perfectly legit. It depends on how your body personally wants to work, you know. So there's no you have to work out your right and wrong way of doing things. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's so much nicer. Right, now either side of the spine in parallel lines, radiating outwards. So these tapping exercises are mainly stole from Mike, the head honcho, and then I've also stolen a bit from Emma and Barry and various teachers. Okay, now around the hips. Keep breathing. Down the outside of the legs and up the inside. Down the outside of the legs and up the inside of the legs. And one more time, very nice.
It's like checking for coins.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do the balance. Be nice to your knees exercise. So you make a cup shape with your hands, and then you go, I'll do it in slow motion, you go inside, on the top, outside, on the top. So you're going around that knee joint, and we do it 5 times. Here we go, ready, go. 1, outside, on the top, 2, on the top, outside, on the top, 3, inside, on the top, outside, on the top, 4, and 5. Then you give your knee joint a massage. Just give it a proper, really nice. Great. Okay. And then tap your tummy. Okay, so we tap it first, and then what we'll do Emma's exercise, where you make the claw shape and you put your hand there and you put your hand there, and this is called Dragon Shakes the Pearl. So you wiggle and wobble your tummy. It's quite nice. And then you've got to shake the pearl. I'm not so good at the side to side one. And then you can shake it round and round. You can shake it round and round. I mean, I can't. Since I've been doing more sit-ups, I can't really.
Look at you.
I mean, I've got something there to grab hold of, but yeah, brilliant. And then give your tummy a pat. So that one was remember. So she learned that one from the Chinese master. Oh, let's give them something else silly to do. Okay, right, now, have a little shake out and then we're going to tap our chest. So, this bone here, underneath that's your thymus gland, which is for immunity. So, we're just stimulating our immunity, quite important. Yeah. Okay, marvellous. And then nice and relaxed. Breathe in and out. So we're hopefully starting to, oh, we forgot the feet, let's just do that. And now with the hands. Okay, there we go. 1, 2. I love that one. That one I learned from Eva. She likes doing the sort of silly ones that you remember. It's quite fun because a lot of those students are sort of older women and watching a bunch of older women on Zoom going like that. It's quite funny. It's quite fun. Right, we'll do some massage. What I'll do is I'll get a credit card or something on my Oyster card and see if that's going to help make things less wonky for Darren. Let's see. How's that? No, that's worse. Hang on, why isn't that? Maybe it's that way then. No, that's gone the other way. Hang on. I'll keep experimenting. I'll get it right eventually. Try that. Oh, that's better. That's better, isn't it? Yeah. Great.
Turn it the other way up.
Turn it the other way up. Okay. Thank you. Very sensible. Ta-da! Yay, we got rid of the wonk! Brilliant. Oh dear. That's why tripods are quite handy. So, that's better. Great. Okay, let's do some more massage. So, rub the hands together. I'll come a bit closer so you can all see. Now, I'll take the specs off, and what I'll do is I'll put them on here. And then I know where they are. We can put them on the letter. So we're going to smooth out our facing. Just smooth out. Oh, that's so nice. So this will all lull us into a full sense of security before we do some punching and stuff. And then we're also going to look at inspect the horse's mouth, roll back, ward off and double-handed push today. Because we did the repulse the monkey and actually that's better left for a bit to return to after it's sort of, it needs to cook for a bit before we look at it again. So we're just smooth out your face. Now start from the forehead and just smooth out the forehead. Oh, that's so nice. So you're just working your way down the forehead, nice and smooth, smoothing it out. And then put your thumb under the eyebrow and the other on top of the eyebrow, and we're just pulling out of the way. So we're just massaging around the eyebrow, massaging the eyebrow, and then little circles to smooth that, and you could go around the eye socket as well. So the bony bit, bony socket where the eye rests in. And then do the other side, otherwise your face will feel really weird if you don't do both sides. So, out and away, out and away. Yeah, I did a massage thing, workshop on the hips and thigh muscles, and it was so involved, we only had time to do one side, one leg each, and then we ran out of time. It was the end of the day, we had to go home. So on my train journey home, I had one really relaxed leg and one leg that hadn't been treated at all. So I had to go and sort that out when I got home because I felt really wonky. So I did both sides of the face, remember around the bony eye socket. Okay, so yeah, if you press here, that's like for your sinuses. It's on the stomach meridian, I think. I'll have to check with Mike, but It can be quite tender, so don't get too enthusiastic. And then if you put your two fingers together like that, you can do either side of the nose. That's another good one. Especially this time of year, we've got radiators on, we've got dust everywhere, we've got people with their coughs and sneezes and all that loveliness, yeah. And then where the nose, the bridge of the nose, you can just massage in there with your thumbs or your pointy finger. Do one at a time or both at a time, and that's quite a nice point. What was the other one? Oh, under the cheek, yeah, you should do the one on the cheek, just little circular movements. So, and then we're stroking the face again. Stroke the face. Now, where the jaw hinges, this is the masseter muscle, very tight. So you can tap it and then rub it and press into it. And if you open the jaw, you can actually do some soft tissue release. There, like that. Very good. So, a lot of the big, you know, the kung fu schools, the big kung fu schools that do all the tough stuff, they do a lot of the self-massage as well. I've been watching a Shaolin monk online, he does a lot of qigong stuff, and they've got some really good massage. Okay. And then just round the jaw. Okay, so now you go like that or like that, either side of the ear, and just rub like that. And then go around the ears, so you can massage around your ears. And then you go around the ears and then using your knuckles, I'll do that, using the knuckles, rub down the side of the neck. And then you can smooth under your chin. I don't know if it gets rid of double chins, but it feels nice. And you can go right, actually, Ever goes right up to the tops of the ears for this one. That's good. Now get to the back of your neck, interlock your fingers, and lift up your elbows. 1, 2. So you just start at that one I learned off of Mike, and then you can just rub the neck. I'll just put my glasses back on so I can see everybody. Oh, we forgot to shampoo our head, but we'll leave that because you can end up. I left my hairbrush in my car, but you can do that. Like put your hands on your head actually, and just do little pressing in your head because you can get tension anywhere, you know, and it's quite nice. You know, and then after a while you can ask yourself if you're going anywhere nice on holiday, and you know, remember hairdressers. So, and then the occipital ridge, that's this bony bit on the back. So feel for the bone and the back of your skull. Along there can get quite tight. There's some muscles under there that can get a bit tight. So you can just I do circular motions. Circular motion with the thumb. I'll just kneel down and then like that. So circular motion with the thumb. And it's just really nice, isn't it? It's lovely. Okay, now we'll squeeze our shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder, go down round the shoulder. Just give that a rub down the outside. Give the elbow a rub. Squeeze down the fingers. So you go squeeze, 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 squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Oh, it looks much nicer, that room on the screen now. It's not on the slope. It looked like the pool was sinking. And then we'll go down the middle. And then down the thumb side. Down the thumb side. There we go. And then you lift up your hand and wave. Oh, that's great. And then just let that go, and then just give that bit of a shake and a bit of a swing, and then give it a bit of one of those. Just do one arm and just feel it. Oh, so you should be feeling maybe a bit more circulation in your hand. Okay, it's warmed up. Brilliant. It's amazing. The massage is brilliant for getting your circulation going, because the more relaxed your muscles are, the better the blood can flow around them, which will keep you up. So if you're cold, a lot of people when they're cold, they do all this stuff and lift the shoulders right up, and the problem is if the shoulders are up there, it's actually stopping your circulation. If you're cold, obviously have a nice big thick coat on, and then what you can do is when you get in, you can do your massaging, and then that will help with your circulation and stuff. And then yeah, my hands are definitely, I can feel some heat, and I can feel some heat coming around. It's quite pleasant. And the radiators help too, and also I have my hot flask of tea that I have most of the year round. So let's do the other arm, otherwise we'll be like this. So we'll nice and tall, and we're squeezing. Just squeeze the upper trapezius muscle, and you can also tap if you want. And then you, like that. And then you squeeze, 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 squeeze. Rub the elbow. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Squeeze the sides of your fingers. Just squeeze your fingers. We're keeping warm to it. And then what we'll do, we'll actually do a little bit of punching, because actually the waist movement in punching is quite relevant for the inspect the horse's mouth, roll backward, and double hand push in a kind of roundabout way, and also it's freezing. We need to keep warm. So you squeeze it. Now you squeeze the middle, and then you squeeze the thumb side. There we go. And then we wave our hand. I like that bit. I really like, because it looks a bit silly. But you can feel it do good things to the wrist. And then you just let that. Think tall thoughts. Get yourself nice and tall. Good posture. Yeah, that's much better now. The hall is more like tropical. And then we'll just do one arm. Okay, let's continue with the warming theme. So now you do both, and you actually give yourself a tap, and you work your way up the body, and then do the top, and work your way down the body. So this is one. Have you done this on the mic? Where you tap your leg? See if you can get down to the legs.
Don't think so.
Okay, and then you come up. And then work your way up and down the body. I don't go down too far. That's like effort. Okay, and then we'll do one more variation on tapping. This is one I learned from Edward Scuba. It's really fun. So it's a count of 5. So you go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So just so by the time we leave the hall, we'll be able to hit the outside up. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other one she does is there she goes. And the size of the body. Not too enthusiastic on the tummy, especially if you're sleeping. Okay, and then you'll be quiet. and then come all the way back up, and then just back to the chest. Oh, you know, have you warmed up?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, let's yeah, let's do that, and we'll do some. We've done quite. We won't do as many of the loosening exercises as normal, because otherwise we'll be here all night. So there we go. So we're just nice and relaxed, and we're nice and tall, and we want to do our sleepy tiger eyes. So your eyes, you're gazing forward, and you're listening behind and above. Like the eyes of the sleepy tiger. They're relaxed but alert. So, okay, and then we'll just swing forwards and back. So the muscles, well, the ones that got the muscles and the tapping and massaging, that helps increase your bone density as well. It's good for your bone density. Keep breathing some more. We're turning, we're tall, we're relaxed, we can feel it right to the fingertips. Okay, shake that. Now this time, we're going to go into a bow and arrow stance. So you turn your foot out, put your foot forward, heel toe. You just sink back, sink forward. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Nice and tall. Yeah, well done everybody that made it today, because it's so cold. I thought I was going to be the only person here making a video on my own. Because, you know, because I thought surely no one's going to come, it's freezing. If I wasn't doing this bit, I'd probably be under a blanket with a hot water bottle wrapped up. With a nice hot cup of cocoa or something, but no, we'll come. So feel proud of yourselves for coming. It's great. So there we go.
I sometimes find it warmer in the car than in the house.
It is.
Yeah.
When it's sunny. When it's
sunny, it's quite pleasant. Yeah. Okay, now we go back. We turn. We go forward. We turn. So when you go back and turn, you want to keep this bit from sticking out too much. You want to keep that down. Turn, forward, and turn. Back, turn, forward, turn. So don't go back as far. You should be merging your legs. Well done. Keep breathing. Okay, change sides. Check the posture. Sink back and turn. Sink forward and turn.
Fix that a bit.
Okay, now this time we're going to do 2 turns per leg. So 2 turns at the front, 2 turns at the back, 2 turns at the front, 2 turns at the back, 2 turns at the front, 2 turns at the back, 2 turns at the front, 2 turns at the back. Nice. Watch the alignment of your knees. You want to make sure your knees stay in line with the toes. Keep breathing. That's it. Very nice. We're all going to be very relaxed with the arms. Keep breathing some more. And then we go forwards and back. To show you that from the side. So we're doing the bounce. So you're feeling the bounce. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Keep your feet flat on the floor. That's it. That's it. So you want to really let your arms go. Let your arms go. That's it. They just swing forwards and back. That's it. Use the springs of your legs more, everybody. So think about the you know when you're not holding the sand and using that holding to create this, generate the spring. Great, okay, swap sides. So you want to check your wuchi first, make sure that is correct, and then you step the other foot forward, check that the angles of the feet are right, check that you're sinking your hips, and then we're going to do 2 turns and then forwards and back. So the important thing is to make sure your feet are flat on the floor. So you get your feet flat on the floor by gently drawing the toes in and allowing your weight to settle just behind the ball of each foot in that bubbling well point, the yon chuan it's called. So we're going to do 2 turns at the back, 2 turns at the front, watching the alignment of the knee. So it's something Mike was talking about in last week's class. He was talking about knee alignment because he was noticing people's knees were going out of line. And so what you want to do is you want to rotate in your hip joint, which is ball and socket joint, outwards so that the knee is in line with the toes. And you feel the movement correct from the inside. So 2 turns. 2 turns at the front, shift the weight, 2 turns at the back. Shift the weight, 2 turns at the front, shift the weight, 2 turns at the back. 2. So wait till you've, okay, almost perfect. Wait till you've finished the turn before you do the movement. So we do 2 definite turns at the front, then we transfer and do 2 turns at the back. So try that a bit more. That's better. Yeah, that's much better, everybody. And then eventually it's a bit more rounded. You round the corners off eventually, but at the beginning you wanna be very definite and clear about when you're in your front foot, when you're in your back foot. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do this. 3, 4, I'll do this. Backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now this time, make a fist. So you close, and then put your thumb over the top. That's it. And then we're going to go backwards, forwards, backwards. Just very loose. 2, 3. So this isn't punching, we're just exercising our waist for 5, 6, 7, nice, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now we're going to do that with the other foot forward. So we're going to do the 10 swings first. So we've got that backward and forward movement and the waist turn, and then we'll do it with the punches. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, then we make a fist. Now we sink back and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 2 more. 9 and 10. Marvellous. Okay, let's do, just very gently turn the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Marvellous. Okay, then stretch up, point down, make a fist, turn the arm over and keep that longness in the arm. So try not to let it collapse, you want to keep it lengthened. So you want to imagine you're pushing something with your fist. Then you come back, Point down, point up. Feel that. Make a fist. Turn the fist over. Keep that length. Push with the fist. Push down with the fingers. Come back. That's it. So keep the length. And you're turning it over. No, that way. That's it. And you're keeping the length. That's it, yeah. And then you come up. Make a fist. So keep that nice and tall. That's it. That's the right way around. Now point the fingers down. Point the fingers down. That's it. And you're pushing the fingers down, keeping that lengthened. So you get a really nice stretch along there. You don't want to lose it by doing that. You want to keep the length. Then you come back. Let's do one more. Point down. Point up. Make a fist. Turn it over. So the inside of the fist is on that pointing outside. Now that's it. That's it, yeah, much better. And then you come back up. Okay, let's do dragon serves teacups. Here we go, ready? And 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's stop for a quick water break, and then what we'll do, we're going to look at some punching. We're going to look at jab, cross, hook, just to kind of get our bodies going, just for a bit of, just to keep warm, and then that will be very fun. Yeah. Cool. I'll just pause the video while we're having our water break. Pause the video. Okay, water break finished. So what we're doing, because it's so cold, and also because I want to get our waists working for the bit of the 24 step, I've been doing this in a really roundabout way, and I'll also show you where in the form that happens when we're doing the 24 step form. But what I'll do, I'll have your right foot forward, but you can have your left foot forward if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, have your right foot forward. So we're in a, and we've got the hands like this, and that's your guard. So this is what I've learned from Molly. And unusually, but not for this kind of art, you're more on the ball of each foot, and so the heels can move. So you move around doing this kind of stuff. We won't be doing it too much. We're just doing the basic punching, but just so you can see it in context. You want this bit straighter, you want it straight. So that's like your guard. So it's a movable guard, so if something comes around your head, you can protect your head. You can also protect your size of the body, and also do things like that and come back. I mean, the Cambridge Academy of Martial Arts know a lot more about the guard than me. This is just what I've learned from class, and they're okay to me. It's very kind of them, because they're much better than me, that if I want to teach some of what I learned there in the context of the Tai Chi class, I'm allowed to. So, but just bear in mind, I'm not an expert at this at all. This is just stuff I've picked up over the years. But it's very good for cardio, very good for getting the waist working. Because just like in Tai Chi, when we're doing this with the waist, when we're doing the punching, you're turning the waist. So you've got your jab punch, which is the front hand, and it comes, show you from the side, it comes out, twists, and comes straight back in the way it came out. So it goes 1. And then normally, if this was like a normal class, we don't need a hand, we'd be able to hold hands up for us to hit, but we can't do that because of the COVID. So we just have to imagine someone's holding the bag, or if you buy a punch bag at home, put some gloves on so you don't hurt your hands, and then you can just hit it, and it's actually quite fun. And it gets your cardio, it helps your bones, it helps your coordination, and it helps with the waist turning and body mechanics. So it's really good, and you don't ever need to hit anyone in your life either. It's just I do it purely for health. I don't care if it works or not. Out on the street, I'm not on the street to
Punching people.
punch people with. So I'm usually out next to some trees, seeing what's singing at me. You know, it's very exciting. And yeah, so you go jab. So we're going to try jab. So when I jab, I turn my body away a bit. You can just do it forward. That's it. Nice. Very good. Right, that was so good. We'll move on. Right, cross. Now watch the foot. Watch the foot, especially those of you that have got as far as spear hand. Very similar to spear hand. So you turn on the ball of the foot to put the knee and the toe and the hip forward. So the leg powers your punch, and then this hand comes out, it twists, and then comes back where you found it. So I'm doing 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. It comes straight out. 5, and I press down with my toes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what you want to do is you want to go like this rather than like that. You want to go like this. So try 10 more. 1, 2. That's it. So sink down more. Sink down. There you go. But like that. Drop your bum. Drop it. There you go. That's it. Sorted. There you go. That's exactly right. Notice your head. Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's count. 7.
We did 8. We did 8. We must have done.
9, 10. Brilliant. Then what you can do is you can go jab cross. Where you go jab cross. And you can, normally, if this was on Fridays at 11:30, although not this Friday, I do 11:30 till 1, Tai Chi Fitness on Zoom, and we do lots of horrible things. We do punching, we do kicking, we do big warm up, and at the end we do stretching, and it's an hour and a half long. It's great fun, because we've got a whole hour and a half to do lots of stuff in. And do you feel better at the end? Yeah. Especially when we've stopped. Yeah, excellent. It does make your legs in, but it also makes your legs stronger because we're doing kicks, we're doing punching. It's very good for self-confidence and things, even if it's not. We're not kicking to a particularly high quality like they do in the Sabat class or the mixed martial art class. It's very kind of. It just cheers everybody up, and it's quite good fun, and it gets you cardio and stretching. I quite like stretching, but I don't have any time to do any in Tai Chi class, whereas in the fitness class, we do quite a few stretches, and it's quite good, but it is pretty full on. But anyway, so what you do is you go jab, cross, and then you'll move around, but not too much. Jab, cross. You're using your sleepy tiger rise, jab, cross. It's fun, isn't it? So, jab, cross. That's it. Jab, cross. 6, 7, 8. And then you're using your waist. 9. And once more, hook on 10. Right, the next punch is the hook punch. I will demonstrate. So you go from here to there. And that is a right angle. Yeah. So you go from exactly. You go from there to there.
Wow.
Like you've just dropped your beer. Now I've got my beer back. Oh, I've dropped it. Now I've got it back, and then you do it with the backhand. Oh, drop your coffee on the floor. How's my coffee? So that's, and then you go like this. 1, 2. So I turn my. If you go back to this one. Right, this is where the loose. This is why this exercise, even though on the surface it looks definitely dull, it's brilliant for lots and lots of many things. That's why it's worth coming back to this. Gets your back going, feel your feet, good posture. You can practice your posture, you can practice your waist, so you can practice your solid legs. Okay, so when you do the hook punch, it goes like that. Like that. Hook, hook, hook. That's it. Hook.
But who are you punching?
Hook. Sorry?
Who are you punching when you do that?
You're punching. What's happening? Someone would be holding a pad up, They'd be holding pads up like that, and you'd put one there, and they'd hold pads that height. When I've done it in the kickboxing class, because we're all wearing gloves, we can hit each other's gloves, and we're still keeping the distance. So you'd hold the gloves up, and then they'd hit there, and they'd hit there. So you'd hook that way, or you could hook that way. Both are fine. So you can come to pull. You want to make a right angle in your arm to make a hook. That's it. And you also sink. So it's like a door, a revolving door. Oof, oof. And you're the centre line. So you'd be. So then you go. Then what we do is we combine them. Well, we won't do all the punches today, otherwise we won't do any of what we were actually supposed to be doing, which was the bit of the form that I wanted to demonstrate. But I'll show you. So then what we do is we go jab, cross, hook, hook. Very satisfying, isn't it? Right, let's do 10. Here we go. And begin. Jab, cross, hook, hook. And move around a bit. Do it again. Jab, cross, hook, hook. Move around. 3. Move around a bit. So hopefully we've warmed up a bit. Move around a bit. Jab, cross, hook, hook. Move around a bit. So you keep the foot that you've got behind, and keep the foot you've got in front. Hook, hook. Move around. That's it. Hook. Jab, cross, hook. 7, 8. 9. Nice. And 10. Okay, now you've done it a bit, have another look and see what I did. I'll do it in super slow-mo, so this is like snail kung fu pace. And this is a snail that's relaxed. Okay. Jab, cross, hook, hook. So look at the body mechanics. It's all about getting the right body mechanics. You want to get your body. So I'm avoiding, I'm using, it's all kind of when you're doing the form, you want to keep your body correctly aligned. So the alignment thing is going on whatever it is you're doing. So when you're doing the punching, you especially want to be aligned. Jab, cross, hook, hook. And then there's other, you've got shoulder hooks, down the punches, close range uppercuts, long range uppercuts. And you're using your body, you're using the angles. So you need to, with practice, understand the angles, understand where your weight's going, understand what your feet are doing. So the difference between the stepping for the boxing and the stepping for the Tai Chi is that we're more on the balls of the feet when we're moving around. So if you look at my feet, I keep the front foot in front, back foot behind. I avoid this stuff. I don't cross because then you're not balanced. But when I punch, I plant my foot. So at least one of my feet firmly planted on the ground, just like when we're practicing standing. So it's like, when we're practicing standing. So it's a moving route. So even though it looks like I'm moving around, I am moving around, but I'm also keeping mind of my route. So like when we're boom, 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 elbows as well, things like that. But you want to keep a real sense of the ground. So when I'm punching, I'm not just thinking about these, I'm feeling my feet, and I'm noticing my feet and the alignment, especially between the knee and the toe. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's all, and it's quite economical. Like when Ollie punches, some of the punches he does, he hardly moves at all. But if you hold the pad up, he gives it a right old wallop, and it's kind of scary because he's also, he's like 71, he's 72 next year, and you wouldn't want to mug him. Well, if someone did mug him, I'd pay to watch to see what happens.
Did they get a shock of a life?
They get a shock of a life. It's this lovely, very friendly, smiling old gentleman, and then pictures just whack things. He's had 2 hips, I think, or is it 1 hip? He's had hip replacements. He can really hit. It's wonderful. So, right, now we've done that, we did the end of step back and repulse the monkey. Oh gosh. We've been doing step back and repulse the monkey. 2, 3. I've got this round the right way. So now I'm doing it the right way. Was it that way around? I think it's that way around. That way around. What is that? Your left hand? Yeah. So you go like that, and then you hold the ball, and then you do inspect the horse's mouth, roll back, ward off, double-handed push, and then we do it on the other side. Inspect the horse's mouth, roll back, ward off, and double-handed push, and then we go into single whip. Yeah, this is right. I don't know what happened. I can't remember. Because I do the form on both sides now. It's, yeah. So that's in a roundabout. So if I show you from the front, what we'll do, so it's this. So we've been doing long waist. Someone creeping about.
I don't know, I keep hearing noises.
Could be an animal coming.
Could be one. I did see a fox earlier, I don't know. And there's a muntjac deer actually that hangs around here that makes funny noises.
That sounded a bit heavier than that.
There's a barking noise, it's a muntjac deer. It's a muntjac deer, there you go. Yeah. They're quite small, but they're quite chubby.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what, yeah. There you go, a bit of wildlife watching or listening. So you transfer your weight and turn, and there's a waist. So let's go back to this one, double turn. Right. Just to get the waist back. And I'll yeah, that doesn't sound like a deer, because you think of deers as being quite sort of, you know, especially like watch Bambi, you know, they're really sweet, but they're really noisy. And some are really vicious. Like when the one with the antlers and they have a big fight for a girlfriend or something. And there was also a fox. Okay, try that on the other side. We'll do 2 turns and then we'll. Do you know that's the most roundabout way I've ever taught Inspect the Horse's Mouth roll back and look back? Good. Amazing. So, when you're sinking back, yeah, watch the alignment of your front knee. So maybe go a bit slower, and as you sink back, especially when you do this bit, you want this knee to still point where the toe points. It's kind of quite spooky sounding, isn't it? Especially when it's really dark, and then you hear this, because that was like, I quite like being in the woods, and like my friend Nick, and you can get some quite scary noises in the woods. Yeah. Okay, so that's, now if we just hold the ball, we'll do Inspect the Horse's Mouth. So you transfer your weight and turn, and inspect the horse's mouth, and your fingers are pointing in the crease of the wrist. So you're like that. And this is palm up. This is palm. And you want your weight in the front leg. So you want to sink that leg. This leg, you still want the knee pointing where the toes point. Inspect the horse's mouth. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do it 5 times, we'll do it 4 more times. So it's a little bit too far over, be a little bit less. That's better. Nice big ball though, perfect. Sink forward, inspect the horse's mouth. That's it, okay. A little bit more sinkage on the hips if you can. So, and then we'll just do that again. How many is that? 1, 3. 4. Oh, we're being counted by the deer.
Yeah.
And 5.
Oh.
Okay, let's do that 5 times with the other leg forward so that leg can explode. So we check our T'ai Chi posture, we turn, we step. You're breathing. I'm so much warmer now, this is wonderful. So you transfer your weight, you turn, palm up, palm down, check that your fingertips are over that crease or next to the crease in the wrist, and you want to sink your shoulders and you want it so it's the other foot. So swap your hands around. It's the right. Which is your left foot? Have you got your left foot forward?
Well, here's the watch, and that's my left foot.
Excellent. If you got, did you have the right foot forward before? Can't remember. No, nor can I. Put your left foot forward, and then the watch hand needs to be palm up, and the non-watch hand needs to be palm down. That's it. Well done. Very confusing, isn't it? Sink back and turn. Hold the ball. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when we did punching, when we did this, bang, you can also do it that way as well as that way, because what's happening, there's a transfer of the weight as you punch. When you do this, there's a transfer of the weight. So it's knowing what's happening with the weight. Okay, so inspect the horse's mouth. Let's go back with the other foot forward. So I'm mirroring, so swap your legs round again. So we're going to go like this. We're going to go 1. Now that comes down like that. 2, 3. There you go. So a bit more of a bend in that arm. Drop the shoulder. Drop the shoulder and have your Lao Gong point next to your Chi point. That's the long one. It's like you're about to burst into song. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that from here. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop the shoulders. So just relax. Have a look at what I do. I'll show it from the diagonal. I'll show it from here. So I come up like this. Whoops. And then when I do this, I sink into that leg and keep my shoulders down. So it just swings there. Then I bring this to here. We'll just carry on and do the whole thing. Sink back, double-handed push. Nice. Right, have a little shake out. We'll do that. We'll do that one more time this side, and then we'll set it up the other side, and then we'll do it 5 times the whole thing, each side. And you should feel your legs. Very nice. Okay, so one more, all the way through. So hold the ball, transfer your weight, turn the waist, inspect the horse's mouth. Flip the hands over, sink the weight back, roll back. That's it. Nice. Well remembered. And then ward off. So you have a right angle here. A right angle with your, is that right hand? With
That's
your
right
right
hand.
hand, bring this hand there a bit more. That's it. Now push.
Oh, the other side.
Well, there you go. That's the right angle. Push your weight into the front foot. Front foot. That's it. Now you split the hands like you're taking off a glove. Sink back. Double-handed push. Nice. Okay, swap round. We'll try that on the other side. So we're just going to start from here. We'll just do the first bit. So we go inspect the horse's mouth, roll back, and we just stop there for a bit. And then we'll do it again. Inspect the, oh sorry Darren, I'll come a bit closer. Inspect the horse's mouth, roll back. Now ward off. So you want it on the same side as the, swap your arms around, Amy, that's it, and then push there, that's it. Ward off and double-handed push. Okay, let's do that again. Inspect the horse's mouth. roll back, ward off. Yeah, double-handed push. So remember, if your right foot is forward, the right hand is making the right angle. If your left foot is forward, the left hand is making the right angle. Okay, why don't I face that way, and we all face that way. What we're going to do, we're going to do it left side first, and then we're going to do it right side, facing that way. I'll go along an angle a bit, just so I can be seen a bit better. So, step, that's it. Inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. Ward off. Pull through the spine, double-handed push. That's it. Time number 1. 4 left. Inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. Ward off. So remember, left hand makes the right angle, double-handed push. Marvellous. Number 3. Inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. Ward off. Double-handed push. 4. Inspect the horse's mouth, transfer the weight, return. Ward off. Oh, roll back, sorry, ward off. Get it right, Carol. And double-handed push, that's it, very good. Right, last one. Sink your hips. Inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. Ward off. And double-handed push. Marvellous. Shake your legs out, so I put the ache a bit like that. Wow. Let's do that with the right foot forward. So the right hand will be making the right angle, because it's the right foot what's forward. So put your right foot forward. We're nice and tall, and then we go inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. Sink into that back leg. Now turn. Now sink into the front leg. Ward off. Split the hands. Sink back. Double-handed push. Pull through the spine. Now the whole of the form is actually on YouTube now. I've done a video. It's up there for everyone to look at. Roll back. Ward off. And double-handed push. Inspect the horse's mouth. I think this is the 3rd time. Let's have a count. Roll back. That's it. Ward off. Double-handed push. 4th time. Left hand on top, right hand underneath. Inspect the horse's mouth. That's it. Turn the hands over. Roll back. That's it. And drop your shoulders. Oh, what relief. Ward off. Yep. And then double-handed push. I've lost count. Let's do one more. Inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. Ward off. Double-handed push. Nice. 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 Yeah. So, okay. So why don't we try that out? That's a good idea. Let's put it in the context. So we're going to go into play the peeper in left rooster stance. I'll go over here. If you could go that way, and I'll keep being hopefully in shot. Come forwards a bit, because we're going to have to step backwards 4 times. Hope you've all done your hair there we are. So here we go. We're going to go from play the peeper to the first inspect the horse's mouth, roll back, hold off, and double hand push. After step back and repulse the monkey. So here we go. 1, turn on the heel, turn on the ball of the foot, bring your foot over so that you're nice and comfy in your left cat stance. Step back, toe, heel, transfer the weight. repulse the monkey. 1, turn on the heel. 2, turn on the ball of the foot. 3, step. 4, repulse the monkey. That's number 2. We've got 2 monkeys to go. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. More than 4 monkeys would be greedy and change. Turn, turn, step, push. Okay, now sink forwards, turn to the side. Now turn to hold the ball. Hold the ball. Left cat starts nice and tall. And what we've just been doing for the last forever. Step. Inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. That's it. Drop your shoulders. Oh, what a relief. Ward off. Sink back and double-handed push. And then sink back and turn. Push out. All right, follow Christine, well wanted. Gather under to hold the ball. So bring your cat stance in a bit closer. That's it. Now step with your right foot. Step with your right foot. Transfer the weight. Inspect the horse's mouth. So get into a proper bow and arrow stance. Roll back. Drop the shoulders. Ward off. Sink back and double-handed push. Wow, that was so brilliant. Let's not repeat that today because we don't want to ruin it, do we? So come round in the circle. That was brilliant. Well done. That wasn't bad. Just some areas for development. Come round in the circle. Areas for development. Watch your, especially those of you that have been doing this longer than 5 years. You wanna think about when you're doing this. Keeping this, you want to sink the hips, and then that gives your shoulders somewhere to go. So you're not. What you want to do is avoid sticking your shoulders up by your ears because that doesn't help. It's not.
They are actually sunk under all the slop.
No, it's fine. It's just that's so much nicer. You want to make this as pleasurable as you possibly can. This is more pleasurable than this, but it's up to you. If you want to do your Tai Chi like this, that's fine. But you're right. I'm quite happy because the thing is, everybody develops at different paces and in different ways, and some people need to go through that in order to get from there to there, and it's just a thing. I don't want to interfere with your learning process, so you want to keep your shoulders down, and you want to use, so what you want to do before you even get into this is get this set up right. So when you've done your step back and repulse the monkey, you've done all that, you want to make sure you've stepped into a correct bow and arrow stance before you've even done anything, and that's also including your knee in line with the toes. Because if your knee's out, that's going to make it wonky. You want to make it as easy as possible, and the way you make it as easy as possible is by having really, really good posture. So when you step, you think about the corners of your rectangle. So you imagine a rectangle that you're at the corners of. And then it's much easier to do the movements correctly because you've got your setup right. So I think that's one of the things. If you get your stepping, if you get your setup correctly, then it's much easier. And then because you're not having to worry about balance, it'd be much easier to drop these shoulders when you do this bit, and much easier to separate the hands and double-handed push afterwards. Nice posture. If you're doing it gold star, if you're doing it, correctly, it's like really, really cool. But that said, it's very difficult to get the right posture if you're not kind of fully engaged in your body. So that's where the mindfulness and having a very calm and clear mind comes very handy, because you've actually got to notice where your legs are in the first place. in relation to each other. And that comes, well, I've asked Mike about this, and he says you just got to calm down. Just be clear in your head. So let's do Parting the Clouds. Just something really, oh, what a relief, this is so good. Really easy. Isn't that easy? Okay, so yeah. So I'll let you know how Glasgow is. I don't think I've really been on the only for it. I'm driving up Thursday after my class, and then I'm driving back Monday morning. But I'm giving myself all day to get there, because then I thought I'll have lots of comfort breaks and snack breaks. Because you want to pace yourself. Like with the Tai Chi, you want to pace yourself. That's really good everybody. Okay, let's do this one. So we'll do the combined one where you do rooting down, wild goose, and then part the clouds. There's a little sequence. Isn't this easy? Brilliant. So, but because it's easy, you can really focus on your alignment and that clarity and calmness of the mind. So it's not just your body you're working on when you're doing Tai Chi, it's the clarity of mind, or the quality of how you're using your mind. Using, not losing. So Mike is the guy to ask about that. We were both saying, wasn't it, Amy? But it's very chilled, isn't it? You always feel very calm at the end of Mike classes, because he meditates every day, and he goes to meditation training days as well. He's very, very relaxed, very relaxed. And the more relaxed you are, the easier it is to pick up this art and to do it correctly, because you're more aware of what you're sensing. So you want to tune into what you're sensing. Let's do one more. It's epic today, isn't it? But we're all nice and warm because we're doing lots of punching. So it's all good. That's all. I'll remember that for when we're supposed to be snowing at the end of this week. And I thought, oh great, I'm driving to Glasgow. Okay, and then we do stroking the back. So as you stroke down the front of the body, you imagine your back muscles being firmly stroked. It's a chi cleansing exercise, so gathering what you need, and what you don't need goes out through the ground and away. So yeah, feel the ground under your feet. Okay, now we'll do embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. So we'll do 3 of these. Arms are floating, head is floating, hips are sinking. Check posture. So what I normally do, I'll put my glasses on my little shelf here. Rub the hands together. So we should look super young today because we did all that massage. And Emma reckons her face looks younger because she's been doing the massage. I reckon it's because I only see her on Zoom. But there you go. Polish the face. So we just do it for me. It's nice and beautiful. So we'll all look lovely and fresh-faced. Marvellous. And then we rub the hands together again and give the lower back a rub. Oh, so yeah, wish me luck for my cello exam tomorrow. I'll be practicing being very calm and feeling my root and all that. And when I play lots of wrong notes, I go, I played the wrong note. Oh, so, yeah, let's do that again. So, I'll talk about Tai Chi principles and cello exams. And let you know how I get on and if I learn anything. My main lesson I've learned is to start my practice for my exam a month before I hit. But apart from that, I'm sure it'll be good. Oh, fabulous. So yeah, and the exam and the long drive to and back from Glasgow is quite a good test for Tai Chi principles.
Will that be 7 hours?
It's 7 hours, but I'll probably take 8 because I like to mosey.
Yeah.
I don't rush when I'm doing a lot. I like to have a couple of breaks.
It gets darker there, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's fine because I've got Lent sat nav, so it's fine. Oh, look at that! Aren't we good? This has been a really good club. So nice and tall. So really own your space and notice the contact. Notice what you're sensing. Notice the stillness. Being nice and calm. And make a fist with the right hand, left hand over the top, feet together, and bow. Well, weren't we lovely? Well done, everyone. That was fabulous. That was really good. Well done. Well done, on Zoom. That was fab. I'll just switch the camera. Just switch the